Tuesday, January 7, 2020. I'm Yael Levi, and these are the Cryptosphere's top stories for today. Beijing-based internet giant Baidu launches its Xuperchain cryptocurrency mainnet, said to be in full compliance with strict Chinese regulations. Bitcoin is back. The crypto markets are climbing with a BTC surge of $500 in hours. And Telegram breaks its silence on its Gram cryptocurrency with a new statement distancing the asset from its messaging service. Baidu, the Chinese internet giant, launched the public beta for its Xuperchain open network blockchain on Monday. According to the announcement, the network was built upon Baidu's previous blockchain as a service, offering and fully complying with China's regulations for blockchain enterprises. The underlying code for Xuperchain was open sourced in May 2018. As of now, the network has seen over 3.5 million users and 450 million transactions, according to the site. Now, the move comes ahead of China's expected launch of its central bank digital currency. The exact launch date of the digital yuan has not been announced yet, but a recent statement by the central bank said the development was, to quote them, progressing smoothly. A new decade and a new color. The cryptocurrency markets were solidly green today after a major surge on Monday. The total market cap climbed by $8 billion over the past 24 hours, with the price of Bitcoin climbing by roughly $500 in a matter of hours. BLOCKTV's technical analyst Joe Saz weighed in on the recent bump. Here is what he had to say.
We just popped our way out of a nice consolidation area in the mid 7Ks, which brought us well out of a much more bearish looking territory into what was not quite a pump. Just for quick screen shares purpose, let's jump in here and see that, I mean, we really grinded our way up into these prices. This is looking and feeling like a consolidation is more about to form than a breakdown is about to form. That would be my bet. My price target is still 8,200, though we do have steep overhead resistance, a sell wall of 345 Bitcoin. So we definitely have some overhead resistance, and we did take a piece out of it. As I understand, it was about a 500 pack earlier. But for now, it does seem like bulls have some fight left in them. It looks like they've been showing up at 78.50 for the past 15, 30 minutes or so. So I think this is a pretty interesting place for bulls and bears to duke it out. And as long as we can hold this area and begin to consolidate, then I think things are going to be looking really good.
Another top coin that saw major gains in the past days was XRP. The surge started hours before leading exchange Binance announced it was adding XRP futures contracts, allowing up to 75 times leverage. The action had some questioning the possibility of insider trading being done by XRP's major holders. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse was interviewed on CNN and asked about this company's ability to influence the XRP market. Here is what he had to say.
Ripple owns a lot of XRP. We're very interested in the success of XRP, but the accusations of us dumping, that's not in our best interest to do that. We're clearly interested in a healthy, successful ecosystem, and so we would never do that, and in fact have taken steps to lock up most of the XRP we own in escrow such that we can't touch it.
Interesting. So, but you agree that you can control the price to some degree because ultimately the Ripple community has so much power, no?
No, I mean, if you look at the correlations between XRP and most of the crypto market, or what are often called the altcoins, you see a very high degree of correlation. Ripple can't control the price of XRP any more than the whales can control the price of Bitcoin. Some of these markets, particularly smaller tokens that are have a lower market cap and lower float, if you will, they are at risk of people manipulating them. But you're talking about XRP trades, order of magnitude $1 billion, according to CoinMarketCap, trades, on order of magnitude $1 billion a day of activity. So I don't think anybody's in a position to really manipulate those prices.
Now, deep into its strife with the SEC, messaging giant Telegram decided to break its silence regarding the Gram token. That's the day before its CEO Pavel Durov is scheduled to give a remote deposition on the matter to the federal agency from Dubai. Asha Westbrook Evans is in studio with the details. Asher, what is this all about?
All right, Yael. So Judge Castell in New York has stated that they are not required to hand over Telegram the details of their financials of the $1.7 billion ICO ahead of Durov, the CEO, Pavel Durov, speaking in Dubai, which he's scheduled to do throughout the course of today and tomorrow. Now, ahead of this, Telegram seemed to be getting ahead of the game by releasing a blog post clarifying some of the positions that they have regarding the Gram sales, the market itself, and their position in relation to the Telegram open network as they envisage it when it does inevitably launch. So some of the key quotes I took out of this, starting firstly with this one, where they said that Grams don't exist yet. Nobody can buy or sell them before we announce the launch of Ton blockchain. Don't get scammed. Now, this is directly addressing one of the major concerns of regulators and those out there in the market, that there was this secondary market of Grams being sold around the world before the market even launched. Highly speculative, going against the contracted obligations of the initial purchases of those Gram tokens. And again, one of those key issues that was sort of signaled to regulators that this could have some of the elements of a scam, as it were. Another key quote, Yael, that I thought was of significance from this blog post, I'll quote again: if you buy Grams at some point in the future, this won't mean you own a piece of Telegram. Grams don't give their holders any special rights, just like owning euros doesn't give the shares of the European Union. Yael, an interesting tack, obviously very clearly aimed at addressing those concerns that this is a security as opposed to what Telegram would like to think of it as some sort of commodity or utility token out there. Although interestingly, the European Union does control the issuance and the rate at which euros are issued. So you may not have a share in it, but it's definitely beholden to the initial company and hardly decentralized. Bit of a mixed messaging there, Yael, but we'll see what comes of it once Durov has finished his testimony.
Entirely. Almost make or break time for them, one can argue. Asher Westrup-Evans, thank you for this report. The Consumer Electronics Show, better known as CES, is on this week in Vegas, and it has been the go-to stage for mainstream developers for the past 50 years. This year, blockchain is showcased with none other than IBM's Thank My Farmer application. With more details on the what and the how, I am joined by BLOCKTV's Yona Hochhauser. Yona, hello to you. Thank My Farmer.
Exactly. Well, Thank My Farmer is a collaboration between IBM and their blockchain with Farmer Connect, which is a group that tries to promote the sustainability and the sustainable growth of coffee beans. And pretty much it had a demo at CES where pretty much you could go to a coffee beans, you could scan a QR code, and hopefully customers in the future will be able to do this, right. Including Folgers in the US and buyers in the EU, where you could scan the beans. You could track where these beans came from, where they're sustainably grown. 2 out of 3 19 to 24-year-olds polled actually said they prefer sustainably grown coffee to non-sustainably grown coffee. Yes, and we actually have a promo video.
Yay, millennials. Okay.
Exactly, we actually have a promo video from CS and from the company. Let's check it out.
Let's take a look.
With blockchain, our consumers can see that we are sustainable.
We're able to take data from the blockchain and show the consumer the journey that their coffee has taken, and they're actually able to make a contribution to the farmer or to the farmers' communities. Farmer Connect is an industry-driven initiative that's using technology like digital identity and blockchain to drive digital connectivity from the farm to the consumer.
The coffee industry is a very complex ecosystem. You have the farmers, you have processors, you have exporters, importers, roasters, and then the consumers. Farmer Connect connects all the players with the right information in every step of the value chain.
And it finally happened, that golden moment of mass adoption. Fans of the Italian professional soccer club Juventus have used the Socios platform to vote on a goal song, and the voting marks the first ever poll held on Socios, a tokenized fan voting platform for sports, and a real use case for the team's branded token, JUV. BLOCKTV's Zachy Hennessy investigated this in depth. He's here with the details.
That's right. So to start off, like you said, they're using this blockchain-based application, Socios.com. What's the deal with Socios? It's an application that is making partnerships with several European football clubs, as they call them over there. We really mean soccer.
Some would argue that is the real football, but never mind that. Yes.
Anyway, so they're making all kinds of partnerships with them, and as well with a few esports teams. The idea behind the technology is essentially fans sign up, they accumulate tokens, which then grant them a share in a vote regarding the club's decisions, the team's decisions on, jersey decisions, meetup locations, and
club decisions, and
most
songs.
recently the goal song for the football club Juventus. So right now they are in beta, and they are exclusively working with Juventus, and fans have just recently had the opportunity to submit their votes in what the song should be, and they have decided upon the classic 1997 grunge jam Song 2 by Blur.
And it is time for Troll of the Day. Today, a closer look at that disaster that was the Nakamoto Pro BTC Telegram group. Asher Worstrup-Evans has the lowdown on that. Asher, take it away.
All right, so Yael, Nakamoto is a group dedicated to spreading the gospel of crypto, and by their own account, they want to, quote, build Nakamoto into a real community, add crypto-native features, and start facilitating in-person meetups to discuss these topics. It sounds so egalitarian. However, the contentious Telegram group recently failed to live up to that standard, with user Alex writing, serious question, who is the biggest shitcoiner? V. Buterin, Ver, Richard Hart, Vinny, Justin, CZ. Now, 3 of these people are contributors to the site themselves. Okay. Then founder Balaji Srinivasan decided that the egalitarianism needed a bit of a wrap, writing into the group read-only mode. Good news, enormous interest in the Nakamoto across Twitter and Telegram. Bad news, more people equals more trolls and spam bots. We will probably migrate to a paid chat with better tooling. Till then, we're pulling the channel into read-only mode. But this didn't happen before user Sken chimed in with a quote that really drives the core of the current crypto space. Yeah, I'm here for the gangbang.
Asher, that gives a whole new meaning to the term tooling. Thank you for that report. That was Around the Block for today. Thank you all for watching. For more blockchain tech and cryptocurrency news, visit us at blocktv.com.
For more news and updates, follow us on Twitter.